Oh man. Good evening, everybody in the Poetry Corner universe. Eastside Connection here on another Monday night with my co-host Van Meadows, aka Poetic.
What
We
it
have
do? What it do?
we have La Perla Negra, J Rob the Wise Son. What's going on?
Family, it's all good today. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Everything good, everything good. Brotherhood and sisterhood.
Hey, hey, hey. Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. La Perla
Nothing
Negra,
like,
welcome.
especially during the
Welcome,
holidays.
sister.
Thank you,
Sister.
Poetic. Thank you.
Let me sound like the people in the hood. Sister.
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 And my brother, the wise son.
That's
It's good to
right.
see
me.
both of you this evening.
That be me.
King, always, brother.
No doubt. Same here, man. Same here. Oh man, let's jump right into it. Brotherhood and sisterhood. What's good with that factor?
Well, get a question for you. From what angle do you want to talk about brotherhood and sisterhood? Because not all skin folk is kinfolk,
That's
and
right.
not all kinfolk is kinfolk.
how
Absolutely.
do we all start sticking together again? How do we bring back that energy? That time?
Well,
By allowing for communication. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jim.
nope. Ladies first.
Go ahead, please.
King, is kind of difficult to say because at a certain time in our history, we were really about something strong. The numbers suggested that we needed everybody to do the same thing at the same time, hook or crook. You could take the Montgomery bus boycott, for example. Hook or crook, people were getting to work, whether they had to walk, carpool, or make whatever means necessary they had to get there. People did what they had to do. And there was a consciousness in the air that unfortunately is available today. But the bad part is that we're not fighting for the same goal. And there are certain factors that have taken away people from being as aggressive about a unification front as we used to have, if you will. So if we can get past the whole reality show syndrome, because a lot of people live that life. There's a lot of people in the hip hop industry who talk violence, but they're not about violence themselves. And mind you, prior to gangster rap, we didn't have that kind of violence in the black community. Not that it didn't exist, but we didn't have what you see happening today. And unfortunately, aspects of conscious communication is a slow drip into the community, where at one time you had it on a monthly basis, when it started with the music, when it started with the poets, when it started with the people that the folks were listening to, there was a certain message always being given, whether it was Langston Hughes, Am I American, or if it was, oh my God, I can't think of the brother's name. Oh my goodness! But it was a brother from Jersey who was a poet who wrote about America and what they owed black people and what they owed Indian people. And you had the James Browns getting people to say a lot, I'm black and I'm proud. And there was a whole unification thing. In the hip hop era, we started the whole self-destruction movement. We started with consciousness. We started talking about parties. We started talking about how we could be better to each other, from the message into self-destruction and beyond. But then once gangster rap took it, then it was all about how much money I got, how many people can I kill, how if you violate me, this is how bad I hurt you. And we've been hurting each other for the last 35 years with this. It's a hard cycle to get past. But just like all good things, they do come back. It's just a slow grind on it now.
True indeed. Poetic, what's your take on that?
I hear what the good brother is saying. I agree with a lot of it. Until we get to the gangster rap part. Because growing up in my house, I didn't hear a lot of rap music. It wasn't until '88 when I went to high school that I started getting immersed into a lot of it. And as much as we want to disclose that the gangster rap music plays a part, it definitely plays a part. But those artists are not the ones that are pushing the music into the communities, onto the radio waves. They're not the ones who are signing the checks for them to be in the studio to write this stuff. But he's right on a whole lot of level in terms of it's a slow grind to get back to where we used to be. You know, it's just difficult because as much of that stuff was pumped into the communities, into even me as an example, I'll admit to you, when I listened to gangster rap, I was a whole different person. I was a different person. But I didn't let the music indoctrinate me so much that I wanted to be that which what I listened to. I wanted to be my own individual. I enjoyed listening to the music because I like the words. I like what they were saying. I like what they were representing. But in the same token, that was not me. Anyone from my hood that know where I came from, they tell you, oh, Van listening to gangster rap? Oh, all right. Which one is it? The DJ behind the booth? You know what I'm saying? I want to hear what La Perla Negra got to say.
Okay, you know, this gangster rap thing, I didn't know anything about it until I was almost grown. Because where I was brought up, I was brought up in a predominantly white neighborhood. So it wasn't, I didn't get introduced to that stuff until I actually met my husband. And then, I mean, I knew of it, like certain groups I knew of, but they were more political rappers like Public Enemy and NWA and stuff like that. You know, this gangster rap thing, it didn't come about really. Sheesh, I was in my 20s. Because like I said, I grew up in the middle of Italians and Jews, and they weren't listening to that. This thing with this gangster rap has been sensationalized and celebrated so much, it's seductive to these ones that especially the younger generation now. This killing has been celebrated to where they don't even recognize what's going on, what they're doing, the damage that's being done. It's like they take that literally, that ride or die thing. I ain't no snitch and all this other stuff, literally. And they put it into action every single day. Where I live now, I'm in the hood and I'm in the Badlands, okay? Every day, a couple times a day, literally, I hear gunshots. I've seen my neighbors they were taken out by this. I mean, kids that grew up with my kids, okay, because of this gangster rap stuff. And it's like you said, J-Rob, most of these rappers that's spitting this, that's putting this out, these records out here, these are family men. They don't know nothing about this lifestyle for real. But the ones, like you said, Poetic, the ones that are signing the checks, those are the ones that are pushing it because that's what makes them their money. This is what is, these people are fascinated by this murder, kill thing, and this, I don't understand it, where I'm wrong and why they're so seduced by this lifestyle. They don't even realize that these rappers are not living like that. They don't know nothing about this. Their security carries guns and protects them, and they'll go down for them because that's what they're paid for. But the person that's actually saying this on the records and being played on the radios and the airways and stuff, they don't know nothing about that kind of lifestyle.
If I
and
may,
and mhm.
yes and no, Pearl. You got Crips and Bloods that are making records. You got Crips and Bloods that are making some real records with respect to what they do as Crips and Bloods.
Mm-hmm.
Take New York out the situation for a second. Take Philly out the situation for a second. When you hit the southern parts of the United States, like Arkansas, parts of the Carolinas, parts of Virginia, parts of Georgia, you got Crips and Bloods and other gang affiliated young brothers and sisters that are making some music, and they're getting paid very well. And they
Mm-hmm.
are really about that life. When you see the videos with them and throwing up their flags, and no disrespect to anybody who's affiliated in any way, none. This is just for the sake of the conversation. But when you see young brothers throwing up whatever signs they got, and in their videos they talking about what it is that they do, and everybody's got a 9mm or better, or they about that life. This this shift from the Cool G raps of the world and what NWA was talking about into what drill music is. When I hear young brothers doing drill and they threatening each other and they about that life because they said he said this on his record about me, and they go out and they go out to see whether or not you about that life or not. There's some young brothers and sisters that literally are living that life for real, for real. The
Oh
hard
yeah,
That's true. That's true. I mean,
yes,
I really feel like we need to just step back for a minute and just look at things for what they are. You know what I mean? Like we need to we need that unification with each other, that communication, that relationship. You know what I'm saying? We need to hold each other down, you know what I'm saying, instead of pulling each other down. Or you worried about the next man, and when it's sometimes the next man ain't worried about you. You look at the jewelry, you look at the money, you look at the cars, you know what I mean? And people seeing what people are doing, and it's like, yo, I want to be like that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like Big Draco and it's crazy. But like you said, we have all these different areas, whether it's LA, you know what I'm saying, New York, B-more, Philly, you know what I'm saying, Chicago, Detroit. You
Right.
know, you got somebody out there trying to be like somebody, you know what I'm saying? When do we raise up the youth to be a part of the culture that once was?
Mm.
That can come back again. You know what I mean, me growing up and when I even like 88 and all that, I listened to all that gangster rap, all that. But I had a sense of who I was though, because we had those street corner speakers out there just talking that talk. You know what I mean? It goes with the environment too sometimes. I ain't saying they ain't get it popping on other levels, but I just feel like it's you and who you was brought up by, or who, I don't like to say OG, but the older guys, the elders, and everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel
Oh
like when
yeah.
people come back, it's too dark out here right now.
but
Like we
that's
need to bring it back.
because, bro, at one point in time, and I know both of you brothers can relate to this, and to a degree, sister. There's a point in time when we was in the streets, some older cats was like, whoa, 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 nah, B, get up off this block. I'm kind of hot right now. You got to move. They knew your moms and pops was like, yo, Mr. Robinson ain't trying to hear that, man. You got to move on with that. Yo, this ain't what you trying to do, King. I need you to like move and get off the block. It's kind of hot right now. Now the cats have glamorized the violence, or better yet, how Van and I like to say in certain pieces, people have glamorized our own genocide because dudes like all three of us aren't in these streets as heavy as we once was when we were younger to tell these young cats, say, bro, nah, this ain't how you go about this business. This is not what y'all doing. I'm gonna need you guys to take what y'all doing in a different direction and start bringing brothers with you and start elevating. Like we've lost during the crack era, bro. We lost almost 2 generations of young brothers and sisters to drugs, jail, and violence. And their kids are the ones that's out here now.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I was just going to add that in the last 2 years, we have seen more rappers murdered for being people, hanging out, having a good time, eating. And the crazy thing is, is that the person that killed him or just somebody from the hood trying to get a come up.
Right.
Trying to get a come up. Or some street cred or some clout. Right? Now, when me and my brother, I was 16, my brother was 15. We moved to one of the drug-infested parts of Baltimore City. If you know anything about Baltimore City, if I mention Park Heights, then you know from the beginning of Park Heights up to where the Jew section of Park Heights, which is just across not Ricestown, but Northern Parkway. Park Heights and Northern Parkway. You go beyond Northern Parkway and Park Heights, and that's Jewtown. But everything below that, all the way down into the heart of Baltimore City where Mondawmin is, Park Heights is a long stretch. And every part of that set is drug infested. All right? Me and my brother, we were new to the neighborhood. New. But we stuck together. I made sure I had his back, and he made sure he had mine. You know, the drug dealer pulled us up. He said, hey, let me holler at y'all for a minute. Older cat. He said, I like how you two brothers are always together and always stick together. I could use two cats like you on my crew. I told him, yeah, we'll let you know. We'll get back to you. We'll think about it. I grabbed my brother and said, let's go. My brother walking on the street, man, we should go ahead and do that. I said, nigga, you crazy. That's right. I said, nigga, you crazy. I said, if my mother was here, if our mother was here today and she heard us talk like that, well, neither one of us would be alive. But they liked that brotherhood that they saw in us.
Yeah.
And they knew that we would never turn our back on each other. But my brother was thinking about it hard. He said, well, I'm going to do it without you. I said, well, check this out, bro. It was a package deal. You didn't hear? It's a package deal. So if I don't come, that means you ain't coming. But I didn't have them cats trying to keep us out of wrongdoing until I got to high school. And they was my peers. I can name them today, but I won't. He pulled me inside. He said, nah, you ain't getting into this life with us. He said, hey, you write our papers, we give you money. Don't even worry about that. We got you. But you ain't doing this with us. And hey, they did the hustling, I did the writing.
That's peace. You know what I mean? Feel you on that.
I had that experience because my brother, God rest his soul, my brother was heavy in the streets. Brother had a couple of drug spots. The brother got into a whole lot. But on the flip side, I had cats that knew who my brother was and was like, nah, you can't. Nah, this ain't you. And I mean, I got that because of who my brother was. But as I got older and people figured out that I'm my own dude, and you start gaining your own reputation for the things that you are and aren't about. And whatever dirt that I ever got into, I made sure not to do that dirt in my neighborhood because people knew who my parents were. You know, and my thing was, I was afraid to disappoint my moms. I was scared to death of my dad, but I was afraid to disappoint my mother. You know, because my dad was like, if you get arrested for hustling, then that's between you and God. Don't ask me to come get you, because if I come get you, you're going to want to stay in jail for what I'm going to do to you. I was like, good safety tip.
Right.
My mother was just like, don't disappoint me with all the things that I'm trying to do to keep you in school. Don't disappoint me with doing that. That's what your brother's about. Don't do that. All right.
Yeah. Now, you know, I got a question. As it relates to sisterhood and brotherhood, right? How different is brotherhood and sisterhood today versus, say, 20 years ago? How different? La Perla Negra, how different is it today?
It's very, very different because it goes back to what this conversation started about, communication. The communication is different. This is an electronic age. And this thing, it's almost a non-existent thing because we have become desensitized by these devices and this social media thing. People don't want to talk. They don't want to listen. They want to say what they want to say, and they cut you off. I'm glad you asked this because I got a lot to say. As far as the communication thing goes, I had a nasty thing earlier where I wasn't allowed to communicate get my point across. And I have valid reasons for saying what I wanted to say. And it escalated to a point where it shouldn't have gotten. It got really, really nasty. And unfortunately, this is the way things go. Nothing can really get done anymore. Everybody is solo for self. There's no communities anymore. There's no togetherness anymore. Everybody is just like, they may use the term brother and sister very loosely, but they really don't know the meaning behind that anymore. It's just something to be said. It's such a disrespectful way that we speak to one another now. We really can't get anything done. When I call somebody my brother or I call somebody my sister, I mean it from my heart. That means that I am with you. If you need me, I'm there. I don't use those terms loosely and just throw them around. Just like when I tell people that I love them, I don't do that just to be hearing myself talk. I mean that, and I don't say it to everybody. That thing with brother and sister, it's the real meaning behind it has gotten lost over the years because of the society that we live in. We live in a narcissistic society now. People just do not care anymore like we used to. They don't come together anymore. That's pretty much my take. I know I had a lot to say on it, but it's just, we're lost, and it's really, really, it's sad.
Yeah.
Poe, I got a question for LaPearl, being that she's the only woman that's on this panel. As a Black woman, do you feel protected?
In the circle that I'm in, yeah. But just in everyday life, going out in society, no.
And
Because it goes back to that solo for self thing again. People would rather watch now rather than help or just protect.
Do you feel like there's other Black women out there in the world today, like they don't feel protected, and that's why they're in the wave that they are in?
Yeah. They don't feel protected either. It used to be an unspoken rule that we naturally felt protected. We knew that things wasn't going to take place without that respect given. Okay, you could walk down the street and hold your head up, and you could turn a man down, and you wouldn't have to worry about him snapping on you or disrespecting you without thinking about it first. Now, see, it's not just the men are not stepping up. These women are just allowing anything now. The terms of endearment that they use now, that B word, they're so comfortable with it. You know, it has taken away from us being Black women and having a certain holding ourselves in a high esteem. When we do this, we are deemed that B word or stuck up or we think we're too good. It's not that. We just know what we are worth. We know our worth. We come from a different time. I'm cut from a different cloth. Okay, you're not just gonna come up to me and do me any kind of way and say anything you want to me. Okay, you're not gonna approach me. I'm not that approachable. Okay, and it used to be like that with all the sisters, but nowadays these women, they just allow, they just too easy. They make it too easy because it's okay. So I think that's the reason why we don't feel protected anymore, because we haven't held ourselves up and held, we don't respect ourselves anymore. You know, and if you don't respect yourself, you don't love yourself, nobody is going to do it. They'll see that this is what they see, and they feel like, well, if she don't care, I'm gonna treat her like that too. You know, that's just the way I see it. You know, that's my reality.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Click like and subscribe to the channel. There's more going on every week. You know what I mean? So you get those notifications. Back to you, Poetic.
Why, son? I'm gonna ask you the same question, bro. Um,
Do I
what's
feel
different,
protected?
brotherhood? No. My original question, brotherhood. What's different about brotherhood today versus say 20 years ago? What's different?
Nothing. The shift in behavior has changed, but there's nothing different in brotherhood. Young cats gravitate to some other cats in a particular way. Let's. I don't want to keep going back to the whole Crips and Blood thing, but let's just use that as an example. Cats will gravitate to that for whatever reason. A lot of it had to do with being in jail, but you find in that there's a guy in that circle who treats you a lot better than your blood relatives.
Mm.
You can have a whole entourage of dudes rocking with you, but there's one cat, he's your ride or die. You go all out for him and he'll go all out for you. He'll say something to you like, you know what, ain't nothing bad gonna happen to you until it happens to me first. That kind of brotherhood exists in some gang cultures. That brotherhood exists in some other cultures. That brotherhood exists in hip hop cultures. That brotherhood exists in musical cultures, be it jazz or this new wave of R&B. Because while the old adage says all skin folk ain't kinfolk, there's an opportunity to meet a group of brothers that you've never grew up with, never laid your eyes on. And for some reason, you'll click as if you grew up next to one another. And you would do anything in your power to make sure that that brother is good. And he would do the exact same thing for you to make sure that you're good. He will show you the
Thanks.
same amount of love that you show him. And he will make it his business to make sure that you know he loves you just as much as if his mother gave birth to you.
Right.
When I'm walking the streets in New York, I make eye contact with brothers. Remember back in the day, dudes would look at each other and be like, so what you looking at?
Yeah.
Now I could walk these same streets and me and a brother make eye contact, and it happens every day. And I'm like, "Peace, King. Good to see you, brother." And no matter how old or how young he is, they're like, "Hey, good." Young cats will be like, "Hey, good morning, OGs. Good to see you." I'm like, "Hey, stay safe out there, brothers." They'll say the same thing. If I see a cat that's at least in my age bracket or in my generational bracket, "Peace, King. Good to see you, brother. Have a good day." Hey, my man, you do the very same. Walking in and out of stores, I'm holding the door open. And another black man will look at me and he's like, "Hey, yo, thank you, bro." I'm like, "My pleasure, black man. Have a good day, baby. Hey, stay safe out there, man. The world loves you. Salute, King." And we give that back to each other, unbeknownst to each other.
Mm-hmm.
But if you make a
Mm-hmm.
connection with a cat, or you make a connection with a sister, and your connection is genuine, and it becomes spiritual to a degree, and you develop a friendship off of that, can't be beat.
Yeah.
I've got people in my circle right now, both masonically and in poetry, that I would go all out for. I've got friends who have been ill. I'll send them a care package. I've got friends that I've never met, but I've only spoken to, that they're like, "Jay, I'm stuck." I'll make phone calls to where they are in my Masonic family and say, "Can you take care of a friend of mine because they're stuck?" Just recently, a friend of mine who I've known for over 25 years. I known her son since he was 7. He's 21 now. She just had to leave where she was living to move somewhere else. And I called a friend of mine in North Carolina. I'm like, yo, it's cold. They just came up from Florida. Do you or any of your sisters, can you just spare some coats? And she's like, Jay, don't sweat it. In 2 hours, drove an hour and a half out of her way to see my friends. Got her and her daughter's coats, took care of her son, made sure the family could eat. And they're like, you know, Jay, you didn't have to do that. I'm like, yeah, you do. Because that's what real family does. That's what real brothers and sisters do. Because if I tell somebody that King, if I introduce King to Van and say, yo, King, this is my man Van, and your man, it's my dude King, y'all be like, oh, yo, what's good? But the minute I say, hey, yo, King, this is my brother Van. Hey, yo, Van, real rip, that's my man King. You're going to be like, oh, for real? Hey, yo, it's good to meet you. It's a different hello from that point, because now we're kin. Right. You may have the connection, but now we're all three of us a kin. To the point where Van is like, yo, have you heard from King? Nah. Hey, yo, Van, get King a shot, make sure he's good. Hey, yo, King, talking to Van, be like, yo, I haven't heard from J Rob in a minute. Yo, is he all right? You know what? Let's call him on 3. Like, let's see if he's good. Right. That's what your brothers are doing.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got cats that I've never met physically in California and St. Louis, and we're on this whole poetry kick. I check up on them just to see if they're good. I check up on them, just be like, hey, bro, I haven't heard from you. You all right? There's a brother who passed away in the poetry community whose wife said, my husband always wanted to meet you when he came to New York, because I always send him stuff about all the poetry things that's happening. Yo, when you come to New York, first drink is on me. Unfortunately, he passed away. He left me some music because he wanted me to record some of the music that he put out. And it was like, yo, I want you to spit on top of these beats for me. I haven't touched them because I don't really know how to honor him that way. But when his wife gave them to me, she was like, he always felt like you was a really good dude and a good brother to him because you always treated him really good. I sent him care packages when he was sick. You know, and unfortunately he died from corona, but I made sure the brother was good and was like, yo, I sent him stuff that me and Poetic have done. And like, yo, these are the other cats in the poetry community you need to find out about. And hard to talk about it, but he was like, I wish the real world was as welcoming as the poetry community. Brothers, once we made this connection, it's hard to get rid of this. Losing your friendships would bother me more than it would with other cats that I know in other areas. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
So, true facts.
You know,
you on that.
I got it on the Masonic side and I got it on the poetry side, and I merge both worlds. So brotherhood does exist.
It does.
It's what pockets that we're in which we find it. It could be just that one dude or that one woman, but that brotherhood does exist. Case in point, me and Van Meadows.
True.
Y'all real tight.
I know that's right.
Man, listen. Man, listen. That's y'all have no idea. That could be a whole nother show. Brotherhood on a whole nother level.
That's stellar.
Because me and that guy right there, that guy, the wise son, if y'all been around us or heard us talk, you would swear we grew up together. We've only known each other for 5 years.
That's what's up.
But from our conversation, it seems like a lifetime. And there isn't anything that I wouldn't do for that guy right there.
And vice versa.
Yeah, that's an A1, yo. Word up.
I mean, just case in point, bro, when I got the chance to meet Van for the first time, I hugged him for 5 minutes and didn't let go.
Yes, sir.
He was in the streets of Baltimore.
Yes, sir.
Across the street from a place we were throwing a barbecue at for my Masonic Lodge.
McCullough Street, to be exact.
And hugged him for 5 minutes, man. And folks were just like, wow, they must be, long lost. It's like, nah, this is this is my brother from another mother, legitimately.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I talk about it all the time. I got 6 brothers. 6. None of them are as close as he and I. None of them.
That's beautiful.
That's what's up. I mean,
That's beautiful.
I mean, hold on. Hey King.
what's up?
Hey, this Eastside
Eastside Connection.
Poetry Connection. Let's talk
Yeah.
poetry. Eastside Connection, right?
That's right, no doubt.
La Pearl La Negra. I mean, you being a sister of the bunch. I mean, it's only fitting that you honor us with a piece of your poetry.
I got you.
You know, think you was gonna skate off easily like that? You caught
Y'all
that,
gonna
bro.
do me like that?
All right. You see, she blacked out on us, right?
Right.
Yeah.
She disappeared for a moment. You
Caught
know.
her out
I
there
had
when
to handle some business. All right, I got a short. Y'all know I'm the queen of short pieces, but I got something here. Somebody actually requested that they included me in something, and I felt honored. So I'm gonna give y'all this. This is called "She That I Am." I am water, fluid and free flowing. I can create as well as destroy. Though many have tried to block me, I am a part of everything. So I still get through. Because I am naturally an unstoppable force. One to be reckoned with indeed. But my presence isn't to be feared, and I shall give as much respect in return. Through serene vision, harmonious atmosphere, and peace of stillness. I can wash away the film of the day's mental stress and rejuvenate and replenish what you thought died or lay dormant. Extreme is my nature, as I am gentle. I stream through the lowest valleys while the sun dances with me over the mightiest mountains. And still, I can house follicles of the tiniest hairs at a 360 degrees of a mother's womb. That's the universal code if you didn't get it. I'm a healer and help you to clear the path to understanding that the ultimate goal in the spiritual journey is love. It's love of true self. Partake of me while spirit converses with your soul and find out about the truth in life as natural healing properties in your body are revived. I am everything. I am water. And that's that piece.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay now.
Pearl La Negra.
And for the record, sweetheart, that was just short. That was just absolutely dope poetry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow, thank you.
Talking about queen
Phenomenal.
short poetry.
Thank you.
Like she's spitting haikus for a living.
Right. Water, baby. Flow like water, baby.
That part.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But brothers, with me making the transition, this goes back to brotherhood. Like being in New York, I ran in many different circles.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say it like this: good, bad, and ugly. You know what I mean? But I was
Right.
never a follower. Some people perceive that, but I've always ran from this, hung around these. It's always that one person be like, "Yo, what's up, G? What you up to?" I'm like, nothing. Like, yo, let's spin the block. I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in the Bronx. I'll be in Harlem. I'll be across town. It's always that, yo, let's spin the block. While we walking and talking, I was like, so what you up to? Like, nah, I'm just going to check something out. But on these long walks, a lot of conversations is going forth. It's not even about the bad. It's just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the other. We politicking. Then when we get to that destination, it's like, all right, what's good? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'll be right back. Let me just run upstairs real quick.
Yeah.
Then I'm with another circle, another dude, and different people. Same thing, same dynamics. It's just, we just powered up like brothers like that. You know what I'm saying? Now that same energy. Now I'm young. I ain't even 21 yet. You know what I'm saying? So I move out of state. I move the same way. You know what I'm saying? Navigate. I met this dude from Lang City, originally from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? May he sleep in peace. That was my brother. You know what I'm saying? We just connected like that. You know what I'm saying? My son's mother, you know what I'm saying, her girlfriend, you know, that was a man. Introduced us, and he was like, yo, you know what? I never really hung around Harlem cats too much. I'm like, yo, dude. Like, he was like, yo, you my boy though, but we just clicked. Music and this, that, the other, we chopped up, you know, freestyle. We ain't hang together all the time, but that was my brother though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I met another cat. You know what I'm saying? We just connected like that. Like I said, I run in circles, you know what I'm saying, with different people. But it's a brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? Like we close like that. We ain't gotta hang around each other all the time. You know what I'm saying? But we tight. If you need something, y'all got you. You know what I'm saying? I need something, y'all got you. But it's not everything is not for everybody to know. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I just go. Even now, you know what I'm saying? I feel close to J-Rob, you know what I'm saying? A couple of others and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait to meet you, brothers and whatnot. I'm determined to do that anyway. You know, they call me the suitcase anyway. So
hey, as many times as you come to South Carolina, boy.
Hey, I ain't been to South Carolina, I've been to North Carolina.
It's Carolina.
It's the same thing.
I ain't messing with you.
Hold on. I'm sorry, North Carolina, South Carolina. It's not really the same thing, but we're neighbors. We're right there.
I know. But I told you, I got to make a South Carolina trip to Aiken anyway. So
got you.
I got a lot of family there. So when I go through there, I got you. J-Rob will connect with you when I hit the BX and all that. You know what I mean? Because I got to shoot up there. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I appreciate the brotherhood and sisterhood. Because even with Danielle, you know what I'm saying? Me and her chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Like brother and sister. And she know if I can't stand her sometimes. Because she can get
Thank you.
Yo, I love her to death. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk to her and she be like this. She'll be like, oh, come on, King. I'm like, yo, you get on my nerves. Yo. Like, she be looking at me, she be that look he be giving. I'm like,
because you know I'll be right. You know I'll be right.
It ain't about right or wrong. It's just let's diffuse the situation. I get points or whatever. But no, I love you to death. I love all of y'all.
You know I love y'all.
I love you too, bro.
So even bro be like this, he be like, King. I'm like, all right. No, so that's what I'm saying. When you form a brotherhood when you form a brotherhood and you know what I'm saying, like you have a sister right there, you ain't really gotta say much. You can just get like, and it's just like, all right, I respect what you said. All right, cool. You know what I mean? Because even Poe be like this. Here's that look you be giving. I'll be like,
yo, one thing's for sure about good sisterhood, good brotherhood, is they're gonna hold you accountable.
That's right.
They're gonna hold you accountable for your actions, for what you say, for what you do. And I'm gonna tell you, it had been a whole lot of days. That woman right there that held me accountable for a lot of stuff that I could have said, I could have did, or I wanted to do. And she was like, And what's her thing? Love and light, baby, love and light. Breathe easy, easy. What you gonna say to somebody after they say something like that to you? What you gonna say?
And I feel like it's the love and respect that you have for the individual. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's like if I hit J-Rob, I know the level of conversation he's gonna have with me. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. It's gonna make me feel like I'm talking to my brother when so I'm like this. Right. All right, bro. You know what I'm saying? I get you. Even if I don't agree with what he said, I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. You know what I mean?
Y'all.
I'm gonna respect that. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
You and I know a lot of cats in the same circles, bro.
So I ain't gonna be like, no, J-Rob, you don't understand, man. I'm like, you know what? I got you. Yeah.
Because if it ain't me, it'll be Prescott.
Or somebody else. You know what I mean? Gary or somebody.
Well, Gary, yeah.
So it's that love and respect. You know what I mean? Don't think that you're bigger than the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always tell people, you know what I'm saying? Even like LaPearl, you know what I'm saying? I learned things from you and J-Rob. I've learned a lot since these 2 years of, being introduced to y'all. So, some people walk around like they the biggest thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you're not. You got a lot of mold and bacteria on there. Did you see that before you ate it? You know what I mean? But You gotta walk in stride. Be humble. That's the key.
Yeah.
Humble yourself.
Yeah.
And like J-Rod said, you know what I'm saying? You walk around and see people hold the door open. Somebody's like, yo, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? What's good, yo? I'm like, yo, chilling, yo. No, where I'm at. And I'm like, all right, that's what's up. I don't even know the cat. You know what I'm saying? He just be like, yo, what's up, kid? I'm like, chilling, yo. You know what I'm saying? And some brothers like, yo, King, yo, what's up, brother? So that's the love and respect. So we do have a chance. We do have a chance to advance to where we was. Do y'all remember that era when we used to have the, you know what I'm saying, the medallions and stuff? You know what I'm saying?
African medallion that I still got. You know I still got in the other room. Yeah.
Yeah, I look at these old school pictures I had and stuff. I'm like, yo, I remember when I came to Cape May Rocket, all that. The Timbs on, the black Timbs, the black pants. I was on some black power shit. Like, he was
listen,
on the
man.
That's the level of consciousness that we were on.
Man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell y'all, man.
I was there.
I'm gonna tell y'all. When I was in my early 20s, right? When I was coming into my own consciousness, if you will, right? My own sense of awakening. And downtown Leicester Market used to be this one Muslim guy, black guy with glasses, tall guy. Every day I walk past him, he would just say, "What's up, young brother?" Every day on my way to work, I just walk past him. One day I said, I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna talk to him. For the first time in my life, when I actually stopped to talk to him, I actually wanted a bean pie and a final call, right? At least that's what I thought I was getting. I wasn't realizing that I was getting the knowledge that he wanted to impart to me at that time. Whether I believed in his Muslim religion or not, it was the Afrocentric knowledge that he was giving me about the importance of being a black man. And I've always carried that with me. And I've never wished that I was anything else but a black man. Right. I wouldn't change my skin color for anybody. I mean, I might have wished I was a few shades darker, you know, Mr. DSP. Some of y'all got to check out our show to understand that. But carrying the knowledge that you are a black man and your voice has power is what I try to impart to young guys when I meet them or when I mentor them, so that they can understand the importance of who they are, so that they can take that and create another brotherhood with some brothers that they don't even know. Because we also got that sense of, I don't know that cat. I ain't talking to him. Why not? Why not? You don't know that sister, but you quick to go talk to her because why? Why? Because you want something that she got. Why can't you just want the genuineness of the relationship of the brother so that y'all can start teaching each other and growing together?
True facts.
Absolutely.
Well, it was funny, Ken. Just real quick. There's a young group of cats that work for the department. They work for housing here in New York. See them all the time. They could be rude and boisterous or what have you. But once in a while, what I was doing, they would come in. They're like, yo, this chick keep giving us free coffee. Not knowing I was going into the store before them, giving her a $20 bill and be like, make sure those brothers get some coffee because they got a lot of work to do. Until one day, they're coming out the building. They come out the store and they were like, hey, yo, my man. I was like, what's happening, family? He's like, yo, thanks for the coffee, man. Why didn't you say something? I said good morning. As long as you'll say good morning back, it was all good. Yeah, but why didn't you tell us you bought us the coffee? It wasn't necessary. I just want to make sure my brothers were good. That sparked other conversations because they'll see what I'm wearing and they're like, you know, what is it? Or they want to ask something about my Masonic ring or something. They want to ask other questions. And we built a small rapport, and that rapport just happened to grow. All it was just a gesture. Right. I was just saying, hey, good morning, brothers. And he's like, man. And then the next dude was like, yo, that's the brother I was telling you about that was buying us coffee. And granted, the money was minuscule. I know it didn't cost $20, but they got other stuff. And she was like, no, the brother who left, he took care of you. You're like, again? But by the time they came outside, I was already on the bus on my way to work. Until this one day they told me, like, yo, my man, you're a good dude, man. It's good to meet you. And then those conversations happen. They're like, yo, one cat, like, I never met a brother like you. Like, you don't even know me, but you went out of your way to get me a cup of coffee in the morning? Yeah. Because that's what someone did for me when I was your age. So all I'm doing is playing it forward, bro. I just want you to have a good day. I may never see you again. You have a good day.
Yeah, mirror it back, man. Mirror it back. That's what's up.
Beautiful thing.
But I know you brothers got some poetry though. Don't be trying to pull a fast one.
I know Van Meadows does.
I've been waiting to hear.
I know. That's why I got a drink with a straw.
Since he's deferring, this piece is called "The Cost of Freedom." The price of freedom was costly. I mean, so catastrophic that even today it cost me my right to be free in a land my ancestors built and built repeatedly, while the others seem to be enjoying the fruits of theirs and my current labor. But I have to wake up every day and smile while I love my neighbor, when in reality the world is an unfair place and my skin is a disadvantage, yet all you see is the smile on my face. You clown and joke about blackface, running and dragging my race through the mud for the sake of your false superiority. In the grand scheme of things, you are becoming the minority. It doesn't feel good, does it? The richness of my heritage demands it. That you colonizers understand that when we have nothing, we truly have everything. Because our riches doesn't lie in material things, but in the cultural realism passed from the deity of our fallen heroes, which is everything. They give me power and strength to wake up every day and outwork you and your false idols' unwitnessed strength, just to prove to you daily how your backstabbing ways fail me. And like Ali with a technical knockout, Jordan when you think I'm down and out, Ash when you fail to return my ace, Williams when you think I'm done and you offer me grace. No one counts on me more than my unborn descendants. No one needs me more than my current dependents. They hold me accountable. Every time they smile and it's unforgettable. So yeah, the price of freedom is expensive, but I will fight with every breath in my body and every drop of my ink I can give, just so I can make sure it doesn't cost those that depend on me, so they know that hope is not lost.
Oh, damn,
boy.
Okay.
Hang it up, brother. Hang it up. That's what's up, bro.
Like,
appreciate you.
Stop, man. Just stop it, man. Stop it. You be showing off for no reason, bro.
All the time.
I dig that.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Speaking of show-offs, J-Rod.
Ooh.
The wise son.
Thank you. Thank you.
Step into the stage.
This cat here. Before I even get into this piece, I'm extremely humbled that I was invited to this. And I'm humble in any way that people want to listen to anything that I say poetically. Because I've been doing this since I was 14. And to be the age that I am now with a couple of gray hairs, and there's still people who want to hear what I got to say to whatever degree, is the most absolutely humblest thing on the planet. So, again, thank you both for this invitation.
No doubt, bro.
Absolutely, bro.
And for those that are viewing, thank you all. This piece is entitled Dope. Recently, I was asked that I think I was good at this poetry thing, this spoken word thing, while the person held a 26-ounce bag of alphabets that I needed to cop. So I paused. Thought about my words carefully because I needed those alphabets desperately. And before I snatched it out of his hand, I explained that what I do with this bag is the same thing that Dr. Fate does with pixie dust before casts a spell. You see, I conjure up images, long forgotten, that are often suppressed but are on the forbidden book list. I use razor blades that are sharp as pencils to chop up alphabets into a fine powder mist that I will snort or liquefy or insert them into my brain by any means necessary because I can. And I admit that I'm an addict. And I'm an addict to this shit, and I will go into a poetic nod unlike anything you've ever seen. But with what's left, I will put some into a glass and I will inhale it with a visceral verbal assault in a visual form just to show you what it does and how potent it could really be. And with the scraps, I'm going to put that on my tongue. I'm going to whisper wisdom into the eardrums of lost lovers of all that make things, heartbeats, palpitations, possible to the point of no return. And as you, the listener, fades into a purple haze of finger snaps and appreciation applause. See, I may be a lot of things, but when it comes to this poetry thing, but with those letters, I give listeners hope. I'm habit forming. And even with all that, what I am is dope. Now give me my damn bag. I got some poetry to write.
Yo.
My man.
That's what's up.
my brother.
A bag of that.
Ooh, give me that bag. Give me that bag.
Bag of alphabets, baby.
Yeah.
That's what got me to out the
what's
bag.
up.
He was holding a bag of alphabets that you needed. Wow.
That's what's up.
Definitely.
Hey, yo, King.
What's up?
You think you exempt from this?
That part.
I don't know. I was just sitting back enjoying the entertainment. You know what I mean? The conversation, the poetry. You know what I mean?
I mean, listen. I really think that it is your opportunity right now to express yourself here on Poetry Corner Eastside Connection. You ready to go ahead and run that?
Yeah, I'll get into it. You know what I mean?
Then go ahead and get on down.
This piece is titled Open Sesame Part 3 to get down on it. I see you. All right. When do we kill the ill will? So much nonsense, my content. Strike Earth like a comet, making evil people vomit. Focus on past trauma, breathe and let it go. I have a therapist, better than your counselor. Let me know. This woman is no joke. Too many backdoor conversations. How about I stop all my sessions and bring forth a situation? Chick, you talk too much. Brother, your mouth too slick. Maybe I should talk shit around different music. Nah, I ain't even trying to match that type of energy. Rather move around like a couch in a centerpiece. So for all you caterpillars and centipedes, hold back your tongue. Let me bring God into this when communities were fun. My gifted, handed, beyond some understanding, and turn the workshop beautiful like somebody's black painting, distant from afar, but real cool sis is just that. There's others that master love. Yeah, we gotta fix the black. Let us all stand together, unite, fighting the true life, illuminating so bright that we represent sunlight, and that's that piece. King.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, bro.
Okay.
Let's see what he did. Let's see how he did that.
Okay.
Thank you, brothers. Appreciate
Fire.
You know, everybody was fire on this panel tonight. You know what I mean? Brotherhood, sisterhood, we all coming together as one just to have a little fun conversations, poetry. Don't get no better than that. Barbershop vibes all the way.
Yeah.
Salute to you, J. Rob, son. I'll let you take, brother.
No. I was just going to say, the Pearl, your barber said don't worry about him, touching up your eyebrows and, tightening you up, making sure you're good. He don't need no tip. He said your presence was tip enough Why, son, the barber that lines you up, woo wee cat, woo. Listen, man, listen. He said to let you know that the wisdom that you just dropped on this hair panel today is tip enough for him for the rest of the month.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
If we're going to be fair, Van, I just got a text message and somebody says, your brother is awesome and incredible. And King doesn't befit you. It should be poetry god to King Atterberry.
Oh, wow.
So, this is what I'm catching.
Right, tell him I said thank you. I salute
that. Thank you. We salute you. Right back at you. We appreciate
personally,
you.
I think this is light skin privileges, but they're like, yo, that's absolutely dope. So,
hey, man.
Man. I want to say thank you to everybody showing up tonight. We had a blessing of a good time, and people tune in for the replay. You know what I mean? Because we got a lot to say. We can reach out to others and just mirror it, like I said, mirror it back. But hey, stay tuned for next week. You know what I'm saying? Poetry Corner, Eastside Connection, Monday, 7:30. And tune in tomorrow night, Poetry Corner, 8 o'clock. Peace, love, and poetry. We out.
Peace.